Our teachers created the monster and we feed it until it was bigger than us. But there is a solution. Hello, my dear friends. There is a big discussion today in the morning I found on social media about we're going to lose the Oriental dancing. All the comments were around the problem and no one wants to go inside or deep inside the problem to solve it or to find it right well. Some of the teachers wrote that we have to go straight forward and forget completely what is around us. Others said that there is no motivation now to solve this problem and this is the behavior of the societies everywhere all over the world. Others said that this is the way people are thinking now or dancers are thinking now and we cannot do anything about it, and so on and so on. No one wants to put his finger inside the bee hive to solve the problem for fear of bee stings. This is exactly the main point. We are losing our Oriental dancing. That's what I feel. Yes, also we are losing our Oriental dancing and we have to solve this problem as fast as we can. But how? It is very easy. We have to understand the base of the problem and we're going to solve it in the end. We cannot solve the problem from top, but from bottom to top. It is like that. So for this reason, I found that it is very important to discuss this topic with you and we can find maybe a solution to solve it. This problem not began just today, nowadays, but since long time. I think 200 years ago or maybe more, when the dancers tried to make a copy of them through the students. Dancers in this time long ago, they were thinking that, or each one of them think that she is the best and all dancers must do same as her. For this reason, it looks like a competition. Everyone wants to have her own school or her own way in dancing. For this reason, they try to make this copy for them. It looks like imitating them all the time. From this time long ago until now, we still think the same and we want to do copy of us through our students, which sometimes let the students forget themselves and forget exactly how they can do this and that through their feelings. So this is exactly the main point. Also, we haven't or we didn't create a good school or good place, institute or something like that to let us create our dance steps in a correct way or to study how we can create our choreographies or our way, our mind in these choreographies on the stage. This is exactly also another point. From these 2 points, we found that there is no good teacher now. For teaching, we have methods. We have to understand these methods to let us do the best on the stage. Plus also, we have a lack of information around dancing and we don't understand every little step or big step or how I can fix the wrong steps and how can I fix my way on dancing on the stage, my performing on the stage. Another point, sometimes we mix it between different types of dance steps or sometimes we mix it between another type of kinetic performance we do on the stage and people don't understand what is the difference between the dance step and the sport step or any other type of steps. Even teachers and also dancers, sometimes some of them don't know exactly the difference between all of these different types of movements we are doing. All these points in the end created this problem for us, which let people or let the new dancers, the new students don't understand exactly what are we doing or what they will do. So it is lack of information everywhere around takes us through this way to let us lose in the end or feel that we're going to lose our Oriental dancing. The narcissism is very important behavior for the dancers on the stage because all these audience came to watch me, to watch my performance, and they will judge my character in the end. So I have to be over them and I have to control them. How can I do this without narcissism? But I have to be equal the audience after I finish or when I go out of the stage. This point exactly, some dancers they forgot completely, so they lose their behavior, their characters in the end, and they lose their life of dancing. Another point is when this behavior changes to be selfishness, I will lose everything. So I have to be careful and I understand exactly what I am doing and how can I control the audience through my dance steps, through my performance on the stage, and how can I let them all the time be with me without without cut this connection between both of us. But if I became a teacher, it will be completely different. The narcissism in teaching, it's destroy my life or destroy the way I'm teaching. We have some methods controlling our way of teaching. So some dancers, they are perfect in dancing, but they cannot be a good teachers, and vice versa. Some teachers, they are perfect of teaching or in teaching, but they were not good dancers. I found this all this time when I was dancing. This is the main point we have to keep in mind all the time when we're going to teach. We have to understand the methods we can use or can help us in teaching. I cannot be a teacher because just I collect many different types of dance steps just because I collected them, or just because I can do them like this way or perfect like this way. Teaching is completely different. How can I control the students and how can I let them do exactly what I created? But don't forget that you have to give them a wide range for their characters to do what they believe or what they feel exactly. If I control them from A to Z, that means I killed their belief or their feeling. So this is exactly, yes, also another point. I found it several times through my dancing. I remember long ago when in Egyptian TV, and suddenly the director asked me to come next day for creating a choreography for another group. I refused because I found that it is not my time to create a choreography. I had a good character, but it is not the main points to let me create choreographies during this time long ago. Of course, I blame myself, or later I blame myself, but until now I respect myself. Later, of course, I created my own group, dancing group, and we made a wonderful choreographies together. This is another point. This is exactly what I did. But if I do something just because to be a teacher, just because my career have to change or something like that, I will lose my way. Many teachers now doing the same, and they change it from dancing to be teachers just because they want to do something they don't understand exactly, or they didn't study exactly from the beginning. This point leads us to how we can solve this problem of losing our Oriental dance, what we love and what we wanted to be all the time. Fantastic. How we solve this problem, how we keep Oriental dancing in safe. By some points, if we understand them right well, they will help us exactly to do it or to let this Oriental dance be in safe all the time and to let it grow up much more than we have now. Experience since long time was the most important point the old dancers looking for, and they tried all the time to reach the top by the experience. It is exactly correct, but nowadays we have to study, yes, also all points around dancing. Experience is not enough now. Experience can let me to be a good dancer, but if I change to be a teacher, I have to study much more. All these points around Oriental dancing or about dancing, it helps me or to let me reach this top level of dancing. And we have to grow up our knowledge, which can help us a lot to understand the difference between different type of steps. How can I do the step in a correct way, and when I use my step. Also, I have to study the different types of dancing which help me in Oriental dancing. I mean the folk dancing, which helps me in Oriental dancing and let me create the correct choreographies. Also, the ideas. I have to open my mind for a lot of ideas from the Orient that can help me through creating my or during creating my choreography. Also, don't forget that to give a wide range for your students, to give them the way they can feel, think, and do something new for them, for their characters. Don't push them inside your way just to imitate you, same as them. And in the end, they forgot completely or they lose completely their way of thinking or their characters. All these points exactly can help us to be a good teachers and help us exactly to create the good choreographies, also to keep Oriental dancing in safe. Until now, we haven't any system to teach the Oriental dancing. Why? Because every one of us feel that he or she is the perfect and the rest are wrong. This point led many dancers or many new dancers feel that they want to go out of the box and they want to feel themselves in front of us. So for this reason they change it, yes, also the way we are doing or the way the Oriental dancing going through. So they break the rules and let us feel that we are losing our Oriental dancing. Don't think that Oriental dancing coming only from you, but from everyone around you, every teacher around you. Teachers since long time, I still remember, were in this position far from me, and they let me feel that I have to scare from them all the time, and I have to, or I need them all the time. From this point exactly, the monster started to appear around us. Later, this monster pushed us to do what the monster needs. So we forgot ourselves and we forgot the way of teaching. I wanted to be same as my teacher who taught me like this way, and I want my students afraid of my dance steps. And sometimes I met some teachers, they make or create a complicated dance step just to say that he is perfect or she is perfect. I don't want to give you some names, but this is exactly I met through my life, and they became famous teachers, but in the end they lost. That is exactly what I found. Today or these days, I'm creating a series of videos talking about the Oriental dancing or belly dancing throughout the history, starting from 200 years ago or something like this, near something like this. Not from the dancers, but the way people thinking in this time, and exactly also how the dancers created their dance steps or their choreography, which can help us exactly now to know exactly the difference between both nowadays and the past, and how these people did this way let us now understood what are we do. So if this is first time watching this video or this is first time visiting my channel, make sure to click the subscribe button below and hit the bell to receive my next video. We come back again to Oriental dancing and how we can solve this problem. Exactly, we have to keep in mind that we are not gods, but we are teachers. Every one of us have something special, and we are all completing each other. Also, there is no system. Again and again, there is no system. So we have to think how we can create a system for our Oriental dancing to let the new students understanding exactly this type of art, and never mix between different types of movements and in the end say that this is Oriental dancing step or this is a dance step. This was my video for today, which I hope you like it, and of course I will be waiting for your comments or your questions. Thank you very much and see you in the next video.